everyone, how are you doing? My name is Isaac Yami and I am the Vice Youth Director and the Health Director for Lefkosha SDA Church. And guess who I have right now? For an interview, our guest speaker, Pastor
KwongHaeng. It may be not easy for you, but it is a good name in Korea.
It's a good name in Korea. It is a good name generally.
Okay,
and I'm pleased to actually have this opportunity to talk to you as well. So getting into what we're supposed to talk about, introduce yourself and how long you've been doing ministry.
Well, I started my ministry since 1983. This is the 36th year, maybe a little bit longer than your age.
Obviously, okay. I was born in 1992. So.
Oh, 1992. Good age. I envy you.
So you started from a tender age, and then you started your pastoral. Was it always in your plan to work for God? Like, was it always like this, or you had another plan, or I don't know how you had your plans in life? Was it always ministry or?
Yeah, since 1983, I went into the local pastoral ministry, and then until 1989.
Okay.
And then 1990, I was called by the conference to do to serve as the conference evangelist.
Okay.
And then I went to the States to get the higher education in my ministry. And then while I was studying at Andrews University, I was called by the Illinois Conference to take care of a church in Chicago area.
Okay.
So 4 days I was in the ministry and 3 days in the school for study. And then after that, I was called by the Korean Union Conference to work for the Thousand Missionary Movement in the Philippines. So I really enjoyed my ministry there. And then returned back to Korea, and 4.5 years I was in the local pastoral ministry again. And then I was called by the Korean Union Conference to serve as the foreign mission director and stewardship and a planned giving and church services. And then I was called to the Northern Asia Pacific Division since year 2003. So in the division office, I served as a ministerial and a stewardship and mostly Advent mission.
Okay.
But since year 2015, General Conference made a special decision to provide a salary and travel budget to 13 division stewardship ministry directors, subject to having only one hat.
Okay.
So I don't have any other hats over me, but only stewardship ministries.
Oh, that's very deep. Like, there's a lot of things that you've just generally spoke about, and I'm really inspired because from where you're talking about where you started and then where you ended up, I believe there were so many years for all of that to happen. You moving to America, you studying this, and so forth. And how are you loving the camp as our guest speaker? And do you want to tell people what you're talking about generally?
I take a deep breath because I get so much excited by the energy of our students.
Okay.
This is a special country. So local people, it is not easy to share their faith with neighbors, but as a foreign student from another continent to this, so you have an extraordinary opportunity to share your faith or share your influence as an Adventist Christian. So, and then as I saw the students, almost 100 people.
Yes, we were quite a lot actually.
And their music and their response to the messages. It was an extraordinary one that I can experience in another continent or in another countries. So, well, I came here to share the message, but actually, I'm more blessed.
That's
by the atmosphere, by your response. So I got much energized.
That's amazing. That's really amazing, and we're also happy to have you. So, as you've seen, our congregation is basically youth. What kind of advice and where do you see the ministry for youth in the future? Do you think young people have a shot at making sure that the gospel reaches every single part of the world? where do you think ministry is going for us as young people?
When I was serving in the local churches, I used to have youth ministry directors, youth pastors. But their main effort was how to entertain the young people in the church. So the young people, they are pursuing the entertainment, the strong entertainment. They are ready to leave the church and to follow that.
To follow entertainment, obviously.
But as I watch some successful young ministers who are trying to teach how to train the young people, I mean, in terms of the teaching them the remnant church's identity and mission of the remnant church. And on the basis of the book of Daniel and book of Revelation, I found that they never leave the church. So if I had a strong advice to our PCM members is this, to study, to return back to our original way, that studying the book of Revelation and the book of Daniel, to find the identity as a remnant Adventist Christian people. And then as they equipped with that kind of spirit and knowledge, and then you can reach more people.
More people, right? I do concur with everything that you've just said, because we're living in the end times, and people who watch soccer would generally say it's the stoppage time. Anything can happen. The Son of Man could just come, and we really need to be equipped and learning more about prophecy. And you spoke about us being prophets as well, I remember, and which is good for us to learn more about prophecy. And I was thinking, do you think young people how can we get them to be more involved and wanting to learn more about God, so that they can evangelize, not only listen, but to go out there so that they can share?
Yeah, first of all, we need to have a special individual, how can I say, devotional time on a regular basis every day. So before we try to reach other people, we must be reached by God first.
Okay.
And then as we share the gospel with our fellow friends in the colleges or in the community, we should understand about the postmodernism. My age, I'm more than 60 years old, close to the 70 years old. But in my days, I mean, when I was young, modern era.
Okay.
The method of the witnessing is the debate. So these days we are looking for the non-Christian people, but those days Adventist people, we are following only the Christian people. And one of the phenomenon of those days, they read and reason, and they try to understand what the truth is. But these days, there are so many small truths.
So small truths, yes.
And then those days, as we have a debate, if I am right, you must surrender. You must come to my religion. If I lose, I must go to you. So truth or forth.
But now everything is.
But these days,
so many.
And as we give Bible study, they say that don't tell me only your truth. I have truth also. They do. In the past, there's only two colors, either white or black. But these days, there are so many different colors. So we need to develop how to reach those postmodern mindsets, people.
Right.
Or if we try the old method only, old method to win the people, there are some kind of steps. Number one, we need to contact person. So to win Isaac for Jesus Christ, I need to contact you. Second, Bible study. Third, conviction. If I tell you what the truth is like, and then you're convicted.
Okay.
And then number 4 is decision. Wow, this is right.
Wow, I'm really convicted.
Yes. This is right. And number 5, behavior. Wow, it is right, and you try to act out in your daily life. And then after that, you get baptism, and you belong to church. But in these days, it is totally different.
Okay.
The first step is contact.
Contact, yeah.
Make a friend, And the second step, as I take you to my churches, then you made a decision. You don't make a decision, but your behavior. You just belong or not to come back again. And then there's it in the past. I mean, in the modern era, the belonging comes last. But these days, in this postmodern culture, belong comes second place. But they don't make a decision by the reasoning. As they come to church continually, they don't know why. But as they just come only once, they never return, but they don't know how to explain that. Then, how do they decide? By five senses: seeing, listening, smelling, and tasting, and then feeling. The 5 senses. And therefore, as we approach our friends in the communities or in the colleges, and then we have to use these. Okay. In my time, the people read and reasoned, but these days they see and feel. So this is very much important to postmodern generation people.
Yeah, I support the fact that we're moved with feelings and everything. But then, yeah, Pastor, it was good chatting with you, and I'm enjoying the time that you are here with us, and I am looking forward to learning as much as I can. So if you're watching this, my name is Isaac, and I was Pastor KwongHaeng, and we're at camp meeting, the first ever camp meeting in North Cyprus. So stay blessed.